Hey and welcome to today's video. My name is Julian. On my channel it's all about making you crypto fit. That means we discuss all the beautiful things around blockchain, decentralization, cryptocurrencies, most of all Bitcoin, but many times we talk about the crazy world of altcoins. Today we want to cover some decentralized finance topics, DeFi, and we talk about how it is one guy or girl, we don't really know, kind of got $360,000 pretty much with no risk, with no investment, and this person made this within seconds, and how you could possibly also make millions in quite some rapid time with something called Flashloans. And yeah, this is no clickbait. This actually happened before the weekend. Now a lot of these bugs, if you want to call it, have been patched, or a lot of things have been worked out, but yeah, it was quite some crazy time. And so let's go through this and let's have a look how this person actually did this and what does this actually mean. So let's do a screen share. I've prepared a little bit, and then let's kind of have a look there. So here's a screen share. You should be seeing my notes here. The notes are in German, but that's quite irrelevant. That should be still fine. So what happened first of all? Well, this person created a so-called flash loan. And a flash loan is nothing else than a loan where this person doesn't need any collateral to kind of borrow something. And the reason this is because this person pays back the money during the same block. So this happened on Ethereum, and basically within the one block, so you need to write actually a script because you have to be super quick. You kind of borrow money and you can use it for the time of a block, and then you return it. Now the reason why you don't need any collateral, because if you can't return the money at the end of the block, basically within the block, you can't borrow it in the first place, and nothing ever happened. All the things you did in between actually never happened, because stuff only happens once it's on the blockchain, and actually it only really happens once this block gets reconfirmed and reconfirmed by further blocks. So that's kind of the basis. And so these flash loans allow people to borrow funds without having to put up collateral, because you kind of have to close the fund at the end of the block. And so what this person basically did was it borrowed a lot of money. In this case, it was actually 10,000 ETH, and so a bit over $3 million, and did something with this money within this block. And that person returned around 10% on the original capital, so over 300,000 to be exact, $360,000 without having to put any capital. The only thing the person had to put up was the transaction fees for the transactions that happened during this block, and that was approximately, I think, $8.71. So nothing. So $9 in, $360,000 out. Crazy amounts. And so I want to look into what actually happened and how did this actually work out. So let's do a really brief kind of idea how this person did this. Well, a couple of steps here. The first thing the person did was got 10,000 ETH, and this person got this from the trading platform Delta Y, Delta X. This is the link here. I'll put down all the things in the description. Also, if you want to have this as a PDF, you can fill in your email in the link down below, and I'll send it to you there, so you can get that. Now, you don't have to put any money up if you actually settling the loan at the very end of the block, so within the same block, right? So all this is a script, and you can actually see this here. Here's the entire transaction on Etherscan. You can check this out here. You can basically see all these things that happened within the same block, and here you can see the transaction fee. Oh, actually, a little cheaper even, $7.81 is what the person had to pay, and was kind of risking in all of that. So that's quite crazy. So basically 10,000 ETH, and now this is where the trick is. This person sent 5,000 ETH to Compound and 5,000 ETH to Fulcrum, which is an exchange that's basically using the BZX protocol. And so 5,000 ETH there, 5,000 ETH there. And now what this person did was, on Compound, this person borrowed an ERC20 token, and that's a wrapped Bitcoin. And that's basically Bitcoin on ETH, and the way this works is by centralized parties holding Bitcoin and then creating this ERC20 token. And in this case, he was able to borrow 112 wrapped Bitcoin. So he borrowed those, right, from Compound. So now, remember, he had to put up 5,000 ETH as a lockup, got 112 wrapped Bitcoins. yeah, if he gives back the 112 rep Bitcoins, he gets back the 5,000 ETH, and the 5,000 ETH this person borrowed from Delta Y, Delta X. Now the other 5,000 ETH, they went to Fulcrum, and there he shorted the 112 ERC20 tokens, in this case wrapped Bitcoin, right? So here he borrowed them, and there he shorted them. So he was betting on the price dropping. So what did he do? He used those 112 wrapped Bitcoin from Compound and sold them on Uniswap versus 5,000 ETH. So he basically sold them back there. But by doing so, he made the price drop, and the price feed was so sensitive to this that afterwards here on Fulcrum, the price actually dropped that much that he could buy back with the 112 wrapped Bitcoins way more ETH than he had borrowed. So he could get back actually, you can do the math, it was approximately around 1,000 ETH. It's not exactly, but he made around 20% return here on the actual trading that he did there, approximately. So what did he do? Well, he basically closed the position on Compound by giving back the 5,000 ETH, and he bought back the ETH here with the 112 Bitcoin from Fulcrum. And so at the end, he could withdraw 5,000 ETH collateral from Compound and from Fulcrum, put them together, 10,000, and put it all back at the end, giving it back. And the remaining ETH, he was able to keep. And so he made this net return of $360,000. If one of those steps hadn't worked out, then nothing of that would have happened within this block. So nothing would have ever settled, because all of this is basically DeFi, decentralized finance. The link I'll put down below where you can see the entire script actually with all the transactions. And obviously, as you can imagine, there's quite a huge discussion on Twitter on what's happening, and there's people who kind of made this look nice and made all the connections here, quite a lot of work, transactions here. I mean, this is a really, really, really complex task. So basically, I mean, someone made $360,000. So there must be someone who lost those, and actually who lost those in this case is Fulcrum. It's actually with the protocol BZX. And the reason why, they lost was because the price feed was so bad that they actually bought back the wrapped Bitcoin for a wrong price. And they gave away way more ETH for those 112 wrapped Bitcoin than they should have. So they basically lost this, and they announced that they had halted all the trading. Everything was stopped. Funds in the protocol completely dropped. There was a lot of insecurity. There was massive outcry because people were like, man, you stole these funds, you're not secure. And there was a lot of back and forth. And now BZX was all over the place, and they were like, okay, so what are we doing? They stopped everything. Now they patched the contract, and they're also looking into making way better price feeds. I think they want to work together with Chainlink in order to do this way better in this case. And so really, really, really crazy story if you kind of compare this, because basically this person, and that's obviously the question now, right? And you can let me know in the comments. Did this person, and in the media, a lot of people called this person a hacker or an attacker. I'm not 100% sure, because that person didn't cheat. This person didn't, break anything. That person just used code. And this was all legit in the code. Flashloans are a thing. They're not something that are not there. So Flashloans were actually designed that people can actually borrow funds within a block in order to kind of do things without needing to put up capital. In this case, in order to try to do great things. And he was just someone who came there and said, hey, really smart, let me connect a couple of things and let me try this out. And it would be interesting also to kind of ever hear from him, how often did you have to try this until it actually worked out? Because if one of those steps actually doesn't work, then, well, we'll never find out, because it never gets recorded on a blockchain. It's just a failed transaction. So yeah, very, very interesting. Would be interesting to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that person is a thief, a hacker? Is it an attacker? Or is it maybe, well, I don't know, just someone who is quite smart, who actually reads the rules, knows what to do, has a lot of time, obviously, and and just kind of used, or you could say misused, but I'm not really sure, used this smart contract. And at the end, this brings up a lot of discussion on, Turing complete smart contracts, something that I'm also a bit of a critic of. Also, obviously, one of the reasons why we at Cake with DeFi Chain don't do Turing complete smart contract. But at the end, it's a very, very interesting topic. Obviously, putting up $7.81, making $360,000, there is always a loser on the other side. Yeah, crazy times. So let me know what you think. Crazy story, for sure. So yeah, I hope this kind of explains to you what smart loans are, explains to you how this person actually got those $360,000. Should you have any questions, then please leave me a comment down below. If you like this stuff, you want to hear more of these things, give me a thumbs up. Follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to my podcast, or on YouTube. Please subscribe, and then you're going to be notified whenever we have more of those crazy topics. With this, I hope you're doing awesome. Have a really, really fantastic week. I'll see you at the next video. Thanks. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.